Welcome to Tabletop Battle Adventures, D-Day, 0830 hours, turn 17, part 6, 506th, continue, battling it out in the hedgerows, just outside of Carentan, with the 1058 Grenadiers, 6 Fallschirmjäger, and 3 armored units from the 100th Panzer. The bridges leading into Carentan are held by the 6 Fallschirmjäger, also the river lock, which has been open the entire battle and continues flooding the green fields. Infantry advance, no run, no vehicles, brown fields, normal movement. The 506 has managed to push all the way up to in this area. 6 Fallschirmjäger have a strong defensive position here. 1058 Grenadiers and 6 Fallschirmjäger combined through here, holding strong. Farm complex is the 1058 Grenadier headquarters, still held by the Germans. 506 have managed to push also forward to the edge of this hedgerow, and also here into this hedgerow. And actually, even Sergeant Jory, the sniper, he's still in this hedgerow. And the 506 left flank has managed to move past this hedgerow in the center screen and into the field on the other side. The hedgerows do block line of sight, unless they're low hedgerows like this group here along the walls, which then do not block line of sight. But all the other hedgerows, they do. 6 Fallschirmjäger also hold Carentan. For the in-depth details, the introduction video for this turn and the subsequent videos leading up to this one will be the best way to catch up. Reinforcements pushing forward from the 6 Fallschirmjäger. We'll get a look at Omaha Beach. The 916th Grenadiers, 1st and 2nd Platoon, defending Omaha Beach. Pack 40 was just knocked out this turn by the Sherman Crocodile. The bunker here in the foreground is the 88mm. It still hasn't received its order dice for this 0830 hours. Attacking Omaha Beach from the left flank, the 116th Infantry Company A, 1st Platoon. And about right here is where the 2nd Rangers, Company C, heavy weapons, and 2nd Platoon, and 1st Platoon. The 743rd Tank Battalion, mentioned, knocked out the Pack 40 bunker, and there's a path cleared through these beach obstacles for the armor to advance up the beach. The rest of the 743rd providing cover fire. And they've only taken 2 tanks knocked out. 2nd Platoon tank here, and also the company commander's tank knocked out. When infantry or vehicles advance for the U.S. on the beaches or any of the terrain that is light colored sort of light brown. They have to take a landmine check to advance or run. And the first dice tonight, U.S. Sergeant Travis's M8 Greyhound has 2 pin markers. We're gonna put him on ambush because I want to have a counter for the 100th Panzer's platoon leader, First Lieutenant Eulander, and his Puma, who's on ambush and could advance forward, and I want to be able to fire first if he decides to do that. So we're gonna test at a. We have. Well, he's an NCO plus Sergeant Jory's an NCO next to him. So those 2 pin markers, and then the 506 platoon leader, the first lieutenant's here. So those 2 pin markers aren't going to affect the order test roll of a 10 and under. They pass. They get rid of 1 pin. All right, that'll help maybe keep First Lieutenant Eulander in check. 506, second squad soldier with the SMG. He's going to receive an advance order. He's going to move 4 inches, and he's going to get behind this fruit tree, and he's going to toss a grenade over onto this 6 Fallschirmjäger first section soldier's position. He's tossing a grenade because then his position will remain hidden. So it's going to need a movement 4, close range 3, single man 4, soft cover 5. So he's going to need a 5 to land this grenade toss here. Miss. 1d6 and a scatter dice to see where it's going to end up at. Probably off battlefield. 506, third squad soldier with the BAR and 2 grenades. He's going to receive an advance order. He's going to move up in the sunflowers. He's going to toss a grenade over onto the soldier whose position has been revealed, the 1058 Grenadiers, second section LMG gunner. So he'll need I think it's the same, maybe a 5. The 3s, movement 4s, close range 3s, single man 4s, soft cover 5s. All right, needing 5. Miss. 1d6 and scatter dice. Ooh, that's not good. Definitely going to land on the platoon sergeant, David. They take D3 pins. 3 pins. He'll be dying on 3s and wounded on 2s. Killed. Damn scatter dice. Killed the platoon sergeant. Risky throwing grenades near your own soldiers. The BAR soldier is still hidden because he threw a grenade and didn't open fire, however. Should have just opened fire, I suppose. Damn. Over on Omaha Beach, the 88mm in the bunker is going to receive a fire order. He needs to pass an order test. His 1 pin marker. And we'll be testing at a 10 and under, 9 and under. There's no officers nearby. No, there is an NCO, actually. So yeah, we'll be 10 and under. Pass. And there is, I think there's only 1 tank that the 88 can target. It's going to be the company first sergeant's tank. So he'll need a 3, except he is in cover. It's hard cover, but the HE weapon is going to reduce that to soft cover. So he'll be hitting him on a 4. Miss. Excellent. 1d6 and a scatter dice. Oh, he's going to overshoot him. Lucky. M5 3-inch AT gun receives a fire order. They are going to take another shot at the 1058 Grenadiers, second section soldier with the LMG. And they will be hitting on 3. I wonder if it's long range. Better measure. It definitely is long range. Well, so he's going to be hitting on 3, long range 4, single man 5, soft cover 6. Terrible. I thought it was not long range, but no, that's not good. It's needing a 6. So it'd be long range, so 2d6 and a scatter dice. Oh, geez. There's a lot of friendly fire possibilities. And also, some Germans could catch a HE, 2-inch HE round. I think this is a 3-inch HE round. So it'll be 2d6 and a scatter dice. 4 inches, so just looks like it's going to hit in the middle of the road. 916th Grenadiers 2nd Platoon. MMG team. They are not actually on the roof of the bunker. They are in the bunker. They have 1 pin marker. They'll receive a fire order. Testing at a... I don't think there is any NCOs or officers nearby to provide them any kind of morale support. So they'll be testing at a 9 and under. Pass. The MMG team is going to target the 2nd Rangers, 2nd Platoon, 2nd Squad Assistant Leader, and he has 3 soldiers following behind him. And they're not going to receive any cover, but it is going to be 4s for long range and 6s because it's beyond the normal allowed range. So, 6 shots, needing 6s. All misses. 116th Infantry, 3rd Squad, 4 soldiers. They're going to receive an advance order. They're going to hop over that low tide mark and head toward the high tide mark. They'll have to take a landmine check. They'll be testing at a 10 and under. Pass. The 3rd Squad soldier with the BAR, 2 shots. He'll fire first. He's going to target the 916th 1st Platoon, 2nd Section soldiers, the 3 on the left. And he'll be hitting on 6s, the long range 4, hard cover 6s. They will not go down. Misses. The other 3 3rd Squad soldiers have rifles. They'll be hitting on 7s, same target. Misses. 116th Infantry, 2nd Squad Assistant Leader, and 3 soldiers. The one in the front has the BAR. The Sergeant Assistant Squad Leader has the SMG. They're going to receive an advance order. They have 1 pin marker. They'll be testing at a 10 and under. Pass. They'll be advancing straight forward. They also need to take a landmine check. Pass. So the soldier in the front with the BAR, he'll have 2 shots. He won't be able to fire at any of the targets that are right in front of him because he's so close to the high tide mark. However, I don't think he'll be able to fire, but the second squad assistant leader with the SMG, and the other 2 soldiers with rifles. So 4 shots. They're going to need 7s, and they are going to be able to fire. And they're going to go ahead and put some fire on this bunker over here. And they'll fire at, it doesn't matter, the soldiers on top. They get a little bit closer, we can see better. And there's also soldiers inside the bunker, but either way it's 7s. So 4 shots. Roll over here, need 7s. 1 possible. Here comes that possible. Miss. 116th Infantry, 1st Squad, 2 soldiers. The one on the right actually just was saved by I think it was the platoon sergeant that saved him this turn. Anyways, they're going to take a landmine check, and then they're going to receive advance order and head up the draw. Kind of see there. And they're going to put some fire on the 916th Grenadiers 2nd Platoon soldiers here that we do not want opening fire on us. There's it's like 3 assault rifles there. So let's try to put fire on them, but at least get a pin on them. So we'll take a landmine check. Pass. They're heading up the draw. We'll fire with the BAR soldier first. He's going to be hitting on long range 4s, hard cover, 6s, and these soldiers will not go down. So 2 shots need 6s. That's a lean right there. We'll re-roll. Miss. And actually, this other soldier is going to same target, and he'll be hitting on 6s too, because he's not he's not beyond range. So he's 3s, long range 4s, hard cover 6s. So 1 shot, needing 6s. Miss. 916th Grenadiers, 1st Platoon, 2nd Section. Leader with SMG, soldier next to him with an SMG, and then with the Sturm pistol, I believe is what it's called, the 3rd soldier over. And we're going to allow him to fire too. I know it's 6-inch range for the rules, but I did some research. They could definitely shoot further than that. So we'll start out with the 2 soldiers with the SMGs first. Oh, they have a pin marker. So we'll test at the 1st 916th 1st Platoon Commander is positioned here with his radio operator. So he's close enough to provide moral support. So 10 and under. You pass. 2 Germans with the SMGs first. They're going to target the heavy machine gun team with 2 soldiers remaining on the far right flank. And they will no cover. Once the U.S. soldiers reach the barbed wire, then no cover anymore. Behind the high tide mark, then they're in hard cover. But once they start ascending the high tide mark along the barbed wire, basically, they lose their cover. So these guys, they're going to be hitting on 3s, long range 4s, beyond range 6s. So they need 6s. 4 shots. Looking for 6s. All misses. Now the Sturm pistol, it's going to be needing a 6, same target. Miss. The 2d6 and a scattered ice. Let's see where this HE is going to come up very short. Next up, the spotter, forward observer, soldier center screen for the 916th Grenadiers. He has an SMG. He's just going to fire his SMG. I'm not going to call any artillery fire on the soldiers on the beach. Oh, they already did, actually. What was that? Oh, yeah, they already called. So there's an artillery strike coming in. Right where that white marker is with the X mark. There's an artillery strike coming in on that position. Next turn. So instead, this spotter with his SMG, he's just going to take 2 shots. I think we're going to go for the same target. I really want to take out that HMG before he can light us up here in the trenches next turn. So 2 shots, need 6s. Not shooting too well. 916th Grenadiers, 2nd Platoon Medic, center screen. He's going to receive an advance order. Move up to the wounded soldier from 2nd Platoon, 2nd Section, which is the LMG Gunner. We're going to want to get him up on his feet if we can before we open fire with this half of 2nd Section. Alright, Medic moves up next to the wounded soldier. He'll be able to save him on a 4-up. See if he can pull it off. Nope. The Navy battleship receives a fire order. And they're going to open up on this 916th Grenadier 2nd Platoon, 2nd Section, which consists of the wounded soldier, the soldier to the right, and 3 soldiers to the left. Plus the medic just happens to be in the kill area. So now will they go down, or will the Navy strike will hit on a 3-up? So will they hit them? It's either going to be a 3-inch or a 4-inch HE. I really want to put some fire on these soldiers. So the Navy, we are not going to go down. Oh. All right, needing a 3-up to hit. That's bad. All right, 1, 2, and a 3 is a 3-inch HE, and 4, 5, 6 is the 4-inch. We have a 3-inch. So gonna be able to get 5 soldiers. So it's D3 pins. 2 pins. I think this is a +3. There's 1 NCO, the 2nd Section leader. He'll get the gray dice. It's a +3 penetration. So he'll be, instead of dying on a 6, he'll be dying on a 3, wounded on a 2. And the rest of the soldiers, 4 other soldiers, will be dead on anything but a 1. Spot to roll right here, I think. So the NCO is wounded on the 2, and 1 other soldier survives. I think we're going to let the medic survive, and then the NCO will be wounded, and we'll kill the wounded soldier and 2 other soldiers. So the NCO will bleed. He'll be bleeding out in 3 turns. All right, so the NCO bleeding out in 3 turns. The LMG gunner bleeding out in 2 turns, and they are down with 2 pin markers. And then the medic takes 2 pin markers but survives. So the 3 KIA, 1 wounded from that strike, and only 1 soldier, the medic, unscathed. Yikes. Guess I should have gone down, but still would have got hit. It would have taken half the number of hits, but no take backs. At least the medic is positioned between 2 wounded soldiers, get a couple chances to heal them. It was inevitable the Germans were going to get destroyed on Omaha Beach defending, but I want to kill as many of the attackers as we can on our way to the afterlife. 116th Infantry, 2nd Squad Leader, receives an advance order. He's going to head straight forward. He's also going to, assuming he passes his landmine check, he's going to give an advance order to the 2 2nd Squad soldiers next to him, BAR soldier and rifleman. They have one pin. They'll have to pass an order test. But first, let's start with the landmine check for the 2nd Squad Leader. Looking for a 10 and under. He's good. And he's not going to have a shot being that close to the high tide. And these 2 soldiers here pass an orders test at a 10 and under. They're good. And now their landmine check. Good. They also will have no shot being that close to the high tide mark. 916th Grenadiers, 1st Platoon, Goliath, which is the like a it's kind of like a miniature tank, remote controlled tank mine. Anyways, he'll have to take a orders test at a 10 and under, being right next to the platoon commander from 1st Platoon. Be fine. So 10 and under, pass. Going to advance the little tank mine, remote control tank mine, along the cover. You can see kind of there's a little bit of cover there. He's going to advance straight forward and going to be ready to move past the barbed wire through the gap and try to knock out this Sherman with the dozer blade on the front before it can knock out these obstacles and clear a path for that Sherman Crocodile to flamethrower the 88. There's also other flamethrowers. 116th Infantry, 1st Squad flamethrower team positioned here. We got another flamethrower moving up somewhere here too, I think. Oh, right here, second Squad has a flamethrower team. And then the Rangers have a flamethrower team moving up too, so yeah, it's trouble. The 916th Grenadiers, 1st Platoon Commander, the 2 soldiers, one with the radio. They're hidden right now. They haven't fired. They're just going to go on ambush so they can roll off the beginning of next turn and try to give out some orders so that they can have their soldiers fire before the U.S. forces can pin them down with the MMG and the HMG here. Yeah, let's do that. So they're going to put him on ambush. 116th Infantry, 1st Squad. There's the 2 soldiers here. They've been working on their wounded buddy who's bleeding out the end of next turn. And so they'll go ahead and attempt to save him now. Where's that medic at? I think the medic... I don't remember where the medic is actually. Somewhere here in the action. I'm going to find the medic. Oh yeah, the medic's way over here. He's not going to make it over in time to save him. So we'll go ahead and the first attempt, there's 2 soldiers that can attempt to save him that are right there. So the first attempt will be on a 6, and if that fails, the 2nd soldier will be able to save on a 5 up. They fail the first save. 2nd save attempt, 5 up. 2 fails. So if another soldier does attempt to save him, it will be on a 4 this turn. Next turn it starts over at a 6 again on the first attempt to save. The 116th Infantry Medic is going to receive a run order. He's going to weave his way all the way up there to the... And on the beach, the run for the infantry is 9 inch. He'll have to take a landmine check. 10 and under. Passes. Alright, medics ready to work on any soon-to-be wounded soldiers. 116th Infantry, first squad, or third squad, soldier with the BAR is going to receive an advance order. He's going to actually be able to get up onto the top of the high tide mark, so he'll be able to open fire. And he'll be needing to pass an orders test first at a 10 and under. Now he'll need to pass a landmine check. Good. Alright, he's going to get 2 shots. He's going to go ahead and try to put some pins on the 916th 1st Platoon 2nd Section. And there'll be 3s, long range 4s, hard cover 6s. Misses. 116th Infantry, 3rd Squad Assistant Leader. He has 1 pin marker. He'll be testing at a 10 and under. He's going to receive an advance order. Passes. He'll need to take a landmine check. He's good. He's a little too close to shoot over the high tide mark. 116th Infantry Forward Observer Team. They have 2 pin markers, but with all the NCOs nearby in the tanks, they're feeling pretty confident. They're going to be tested at a 10 and under. Oh, not good. But let's see. Is there any enemy? So that what would they would call in? They would call in artillery strikes, Navy strikes, but that's already been done this turn. Artillery strike. I don't think they've called in one yet. Shoot. You have to have an enemy within 12 inches. Well, all right, let's address this foobar. So it's going to be these guys. They just hit a landmine, just survived, but hit a landmine this last turn. Jeez. Okay, so 1 and a 2, friendly fire, if applicable, which I think it will be, unfortunately, because they haven't called artillery strike in. And I believe the Sherman with the dozer is 12 inches from the bunker where the 88 is. Yikes. Okay, so let's see what happens. Oh, oh gosh. The 116th Forward Observer's terrible mistake with his foobar. He, instead of calling in the Navy artillery strike on the 88 bunker, he has directed the artillery strike in on... I guess I could have chose either the flamethrower tank or the dozer tank, but I think we want to go for the Sherman with the dozer because, I mean, that's gonna... Without the dozer tank, it's going to be very slow for them to get through these obstacles. They have to destroy one at a time with infantry. Or I guess they could destroy them with artillery slowly too. Or with other heavy weapon fire. But still, yeah, let's knock them out. Oh dear. You better make sure so there's nothing they can... That's so terrible. Of all the units to fail on a foobar. Yikes. I'm going to wrap it up for the night. Still a lot of action to get to here on Omaha Beach for this 0830 hours, turn 17. But it seems like a proper place to end it when everything seems to be going well for the U.S. forces, and then our forward observer calls in a awful strike with a foobar. Yikes. Luckily, he's in a tank. Got a chance to survive. Might just take a bunch of pins, or the artillery strike may not even come in. I was going to use that artillery strike on the hedgerows battlefield this turn to put pressure on the 6 Fallschirmjäger, their far left flank. Try to break their position so we can get to those bridges, but it's not to be. The dice. But here on the beaches there, and even if this tank gets knocked out by friendly fire, the Germans are still, they're going to lose. But they can take a lot of GIs with them on their way out. So a long ways to get up here and break the defenses. Be about 3 nights and I'll get back to the battlefield. And when we get back, it'll be German's turn. This is where I was going to call the artillery strike. Over here. And we had the grenade, the friendly fire grenade that killed Platoon Sergeant David. That was terrible. It's a lot of great action for this turn. All right, catch you about 3 nights.